Welcome to Happiness Awareness Education. Today we are going to discuss one more great saying, that Shivoham. What is Shivoham? I am the whole existence. I am the infinity. In this way, it is little difficult to understand, because it has some label. So what we can do is, we can understand what is truth in life. Truth in life is the present. Present, whatever we appreciate, we call that as outer present. We call that as a feminine part of the Shiva. And the inner present, the masculine part of the Shiva. Otherwise, the outer present we call it as Prakriti, the inner present we call it as Purusha. So together is what you are. That's why that Ardhanarishwara concept has come. We need not use labels like Shiva. We can say truth inside, truth outside. Or simple way, Shiva, we call that a supreme being. What is supreme being? When it is beyond everything, supreme. That means, see, for example, this is a physical being. In physicality is outer present, the being is inner present. Truth inside is being, truth outside is physicality. In the same way, psychological, the mind is my periphery or truth outside or Narishwara concept. The truth inside is again the being. In the same way, emotional being or ecological being, again it's a periphery or outer present is the emotions as well as the ecology, what we appreciate outside. The being is inside. So, in all these things, center is the being. That's why that center being, we call it as supreme being. In a simple way, the physical, this body being, we used to call it as Ghatakasha. Gata means outside it appears the body, but Akasha inside. In the same way, Chittakasha for the mind, and for the ecology, Bhutakasha, 5 Panchabhutas is made of. So, Bhutakasha. So, we need to understand that though the physicality or the psychology or the ecology, everything is in the outer part of the present, we call that as the feminine part of it or nature. The inside, we call it as the inner truth, truth inside, the Purusha aspect, or simple, deeper, what really exists. In our quantum physics, they call it as a singularity, where the time and space stops to exist. So, the inner source, the inner present, what you are really, is beyond time and space. Beyond are those Planck time, Planck volume, there is no wave, no particle at all there. Singularity exists. So that is the only truth. We need to understand, this are all psychologically I am able to convey to you. But through the science has gone up to atomic field, where you can find a huge amount of power out of fusion and fission. But if we go deep into singularity, we see much mega power, where it has a creating power of the universe. So, being with such a marvelous truth within, we need to enjoy that. We need to be happy in that. As such, suffering is because we are away from the truth, or we are disconnected from the real inside truth. So it's one of the way we can come out of the, once if you are complete, where truth outside, truth inside, both you are enjoying. Once if you are in the partial reality of only outer present or Prakriti, suffering is more. If you are in connection with the inner truth, suffering is less. That's why our ancient sages, they realized this inner truth is very, very important. And it is holographic in nature. So, inner present, every point is an absolute point. So, the inner essence, where the time has not yet begun, no time, no space, no wavelength, no sound, is the reality. That is what you are. That's a hum, what we call it as. So, Shivoham means you are complete with nature as well as the source of creation, or the creation and source of creation together. So, it's a simple oneness. Eka eva advitiyam brahma. There are so many great sayings. So, important thing is living in direct contact with truth. That is what is required to get happiness out of it. This happiness is ever-present happiness. Because in the virtual reality happiness, there may be misery, there may be suffering, there may be happiness, different kinds of happiness. But inside, it's a silent state, like a deep sleep state. So that we need to realize. Thank you very much.